We got a little time to talk about some things, and one of the first things I want to say that for those of you who will like to seem to make fun of professional wrestling as a sport, if you want to do that, go ahead. But here's a situation where you say everything's so perfect, everything's so timed out. Well, it isn't. We do not have a standby match because we have had the main event on the card. You saw the wildness. You saw the way it was. There's no way of getting them back in the ring and say you got to go to the time limit. So we're sitting here with some time to talk about. Now, what I particularly want to talk about is this. In the next couple of weeks, we are going to have somewhere between 5 and 8 of probably the most the most prestigious wrestling cards we have ever had in the Pacific Northwest. There are a lot of you people out there going to say, that's great, I want to see this. I'll wait. I'll go down there. Let's talk about Wednesday, September 29th. I'll go down there and get my tickets and sit in the third row. It ain't going to be that way, folks. We have coming in the heavyweight champion of the world, Ric Flair, who without the title was one of the top draws in the country. We have Buzz Sawyer, former national champion, and a man many say is among the top 5 wrestlers in the world today. What kind of person he is, you're going to have to gauge that for yourself. But he is one of the biggest. He has drawn them everywhere. To say nothing of probably the top drawing attraction anywhere in the world today. And I'm talking about Roddy Piper. He is coming into the Pacific Northwest. Yakima, Washington, you are seldom, if ever, going to see the likes of Roddy Piper in your hometown because they just don't get over east of the mountains. The big ones don't. Well, he's going to be there. So the ticket information that I'm going to give you here in a moment and that I'll continue to give you, get your tickets early because we don't want to hear from you after it's all over and said, I would like to see it, but you didn't tell me that the tickets would probably sell out. Well, they probably will, so get your tickets early. Call 624-4970 for Seattle on Wednesday, September 29th, an all-star card. I'm going to try awful hard to be there myself just to see it. Yakima on the 3rd, October 4th in Longview, the locker room. Tickets, you know where they get them in Yakima, and Jack will tell you more about that, Jack Webb. Okay. We right now are going to, Findlay, Washington. That's what I wanted to tell you about. We're in there on the 17th with a great big match. Chris Adams will be back. All the other stars will be there. We'll be telling you in the very near future where tickets are available. But these kind of cards don't come along not once in a year, not once in 5 years, maybe not once in 20 years. So pick up on these, okay? I want to move over here now to the interview section. Having had that to talk about, something I think Dutch and I both wanted to get across for some time about it. Talk to the man who has made wrestling what it is in the Pacific Northwest, and a man who had a tough one down there right now with the assassin, Dutch Savage, and of course you saw the hacksaw, Dutchman.
You know, it's incredible. Rose couldn't be here. He shot the tape in, the interview tape, all the way from New York City. This is going to be one of the most prestigious nights, as you reiterated earlier, Frank, in wrestling history in the state of Washington. For the simple reason, Buddy Rose taking nothing away from Hacksaw Sawyer. Buddy Rose went into Madison Square Garden, leaving the Pacific Northwest, to show you what kind of caliber wrestlers we have here. Went in on 2 consecutive shows at the Garden in New York because the people loved to hate him so badly, sold it out, $165,000 at a crack. He jumped in the ratings from 5th to 1st. He called the commissions, put some pressure on the New York Athletic Commission. They wouldn't sanction the match there, so they gave it to Seattle. They gave us the champion, which we knew he was coming, but we didn't know who the opponent was. Guess who got the match? Buddy Rose. Now, you people out there, ladies and gentlemen, are perfectly aware of what Buddy Rose is capable of. Ric Flair has had the championship now for some 3.5 years. He has dodged Buddy Rose. Hacksaw had a chance with him, one of our other Pacific Northwest protégés, to held the champion to an hour. Now, Hacksaw weighs 40 pounds less than Buddy Rose, and Hacksaw doesn't have the mean streak yet. he's going to get it if he gets any more cuts. Doesn't have the mean streak that Rose has. I look for the championship for a long time to change hands in Seattle, Washington. I think that's when it's going to happen. Hack, your older brother's coming in, and
Yeah, you said it, Dutch said it all. You know, it couldn't come from a better man. You know, the assassin, Rip Oliver, you know, you're out here talking about how good you are and how bad you are. You know, my brother's a little loony. You know, he gets in the ring in Seattle, there ain't nothing I can do about it because he's a little crazy like everybody. He's a lot crazier than everybody else. He's wild. That's how he got the name Animal. When he gets in that ring, Rip Oliver and the Assassin, you can bring 2 or 3 other people because when my brother starts, he won't finish. He goes and goes and goes on and on. And he's just crazy, Frank. And like Dutch Savage said, Buddy Rose did sell out Madison Square Gardens 2 or 3 times, and that's astonishing to me.
Well, it's not too astonishing to me or Dutch. I think we know the caliber of wrestler here in the Northwest. History is going to be made. So long, everybody. Good night, Kate.